Hello and welcome, PJ Boomer here, and today allow me to show you the pieces of my Charles Chaplin collection. So the collection consists of feature films as well as short films, so allow me to start with the short films, the stuff I managed to gather on physical media. So first of all we have video CDs. So this was the first CD I ever got, and I think I got it in about like 2004. This was issued by Mayfly distributor, so it's only one short called The Trump. So here's the front, here's the side. I think it was their only release that was completely white with white background. Here's the back with advertisement that this series also features General with Buster Keaton and Laurel and Hardy in the Foreign Legion feature. And inside, I will tell you what is going on here. We have the disc itself and a leaflet advertising other releases of the distributor, including the aforementioned two films, Lassie and other short films with Charles Chaplin. And I think I have all of these CDs, but in order to save space years ago, I removed the CDs from these covers and I put them in sleeves and I put them together. I bundled them together with other short films and features, but I will show you both discs as well as the covers which I had. So here's the first thing. The second thing is this box set, the collection of 16 short films, 3 DVDs, Charles Chaplin box set. So here's the front, here's the spine, here's the back with the list of all of the short movies on the 3 discs. And it was relatively cheap upon its original release. And here are the spines of the discs. So basically the design of these is essentially the same most of the time. Again, the list of the shorts. And inside you have the Mayfly CD and the DVD released by Cartoons Classic distributor. And it was released also around the year, I think, like 2005, 2006. And they were very cheap, these short films. This was actually a different release included in a magazine. Okay, so we have this and this box set. And now allow me to move on to the other releases. So now I have the feature films. So this was, I think, chronologically the first feature film by Chaplin called The Kid. So here's the front. It was released by MK2 or MK2. I'm not sure if this is a French or English distributor. I always thought that they were French. And Warner Brothers. And these hit the market around the year 2004 or 2005, if I'm not mistaken. Both on DVD and VHS, surprisingly. Here's the spine, everything in Polish. And here's the back with the synopsis and the listing of all of the special features, because this release actually has a bonus disc. So here's the bonus disc, here's the feature film, and here's a small booklet with scene selection, again, description of bonus materials, and a nice photograph at the back with the cast and crew information, and when the movie originally premiered. Next one is Gold Rush. Chronologically, there are two versions of this movie, because this movie was re-edited and released by Charles Chaplin in the 1940s, but originally it premiered in the 1920s, I think. And it was on the set of this movie when he met his second wife, if I remember well. So again, here's the front, here's the spine, here's the back. And actually, I have quite a story with this particular film, because I think it was around 2006 that I went to a distant town to a bookshop with my parents, and for my saved money I bought this movie. And interestingly, we didn't check this upon leaving the shop, but this release did not have foil wrapping around itself. It was like this. So, and when we got to a cafe, then I opened it, and okay, I will show this in a minute. I discovered that it only has a bonus disc. So we went back to the bookstore, and I think today this would be impossible, but 20 years ago, the manager of the store, because it was like a chain store, it wasn't a private store, the manager was like, he thoughtfully heard us, and he allowed to replace the disc, the purchase, the product, but they didn't have the Gold Rush, so instead I got City Lights, which I will show in a minute. And this release I got a couple of years later. So here's the feature film, here's the bonus disc, here's the booklet, here's the back, and here's the Mayfly video CD short, one of the shorts, which I put over here. Okay. Next one is the circus. So here's the front, here's the spine, here's the back. Again, a 2-disc DVD release. Most of these are 2-disc, but there are exceptions, and we'll get to them. Again, Mayfly video CD, which I put in here. Bonus disc, feature film, and a booklet. And next one is City Lights, which I already mentioned. So I got this as a replacement back then, during that my trip to that distant town with a bookstore. So here's the front, here's the spine, here's the back. And I think back then, when I was discovering the movies by Charles Chaplin, I found it to be the most moving, the most touching of all back then. Okay, again, so here's the Mayfly 2 shorts video CD, the bonus disc, the feature film, and the booklet. Next one is Modern Times. So I think this was the film where Charles Chaplin started employing, like playing with sound, but most of the time it's silent film still. So here's the front, here's the spine, here's the back. Again, 2-disc release. Another Mayfly short film. The feature. So I think this is the first feature film which featured his third wife, who was a proper actress. The bonus material and the booklet. And now we have The Dictator, which was mentioned already by me in my James Bond collection video, because I bought it together with Octopussy in 2004 and I still have a receipt for it. So this was the first, not the first ever, because the first ever was the first title which I showed the Trump, but the first feature film by Charles Chaplin which I bought on physical media. So here's the front, here's the spine, and here's the back. And actually I had the privilege of seeing this movie on the big screen in 2008 when 3 of the films by Chaplin were remastered and reissued in cinemas, and I think the titles were The Great Dictator, so this one, The Kid, and I think Monsieur Verdun. So we'll get back to this. We have the feature film, the bonus disc, and the booklet, and you can see that it's slightly bent because it's the oldest release I had, the third one, the first one from the feature films, because I was buying them individually over the period of, I guess, 3 years. And over here we have the fourth, actually DVD from Cartoons Classic. So there was a volume 4 apart from the box set which I shown, which has 5 more short films. Now we have Monsieur Verdun. I think that's the correct pronunciation. The front, the spine, and the back. And actually, this is a single DVD release, so all the bonus features are not on a separate DVD. They were joined together with the feature film, as you can see over here. And here's the booklet. So this is interesting. They didn't include another picture from the film over here. Okay. Next is a Limelight. So now I think as an adult that this is the most moving feature by Charles Chaplin. So here's the front, here's the spine, here's the back, and yeah, it features Buster Keaton in a supporting role. 2 discs, bonus feature disc, the feature film, and the booklet. And the back. And we have two more. Like this is interesting because these releases were separate. I think this movie is A Woman of Paris, and this one is A King in New York. And this was there was a separate release of this one and this one, but then again, I think the distributor decided to join these together to get rid of stock. So it was a win for me because I saved money on this one. So we have two movies coupled together. In this one was only directed by Chaplin. He doesn't appear in it, and this one was the penultimate one he did, I believe. And we have an overview of the synopsises of 42 movies and the special features which are bundled together with the films. So here's the disc for A Woman of Paris and A King in New York, and the booklet. And the back. And also we have from the feature films, the last one directed by Chaplin, The Countess of Hong Kong, and this movie was never a part of the Warner Brothers MCAT-2 DVD releases because the Charlie Chaplin estate never had the rights to this movie. I think the rights to this movie are owned by which studio actually? Because I'm not sure. Is it Columbia or something? It was released in Poland by Filmostrada, and it has a Universal Pictures logo, so maybe Universal. I'm not sure. But it's a cardboard sleeve. So here's the front, here's the spine, here's the back again. No special features, only the original English track, the French one, the German one, and subtitles in different languages. Okay, so again, here's the proper casing. And inside we have the disc itself. And this was actually the last movie which I bought because I bought it by chance. I think in 2021 in a shop because it was released. It was released in the mid 2000s, then it was out of print, and then re-released in early 2020s. To my surprise. So with this movie, my Charles Chaplin feature film collection is complete, and I don't think it's a bad movie at all. I think it's quite alright. And last but not least, we have Chaplin. Obviously, it was not directed by Charles Chaplin because it's a biography film directed by Richard Attenborough. And it features, Robert Downey Jr. in the leading role at the beginning of his acting career, and a lot of different stars. For me, as a Charles Chaplin enthusiast 20 years ago, it was a very interesting movie, but it takes a lot of creative liberties, especially when you compare it against Charles Chaplin autobiography. So it's again released by different distributor. It's a Vision distributor in this case, and it's a QDVD release. And as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, it's just a standard DVD, but they just called the line of the movies that from Canal Plus that they own the titles like that. So here's the front, here's the spine, here's the back, which includes also bonus material like making of featurettes and interviews. Okay, so here's the part of this casing, the front of the casing, which looks really nice. Again, the spine, another back, and the inside with scene selection and the disc itself. But this is not the end, because I want to show you the covers which I had for the short films. So here's the cover for the volume 4 DVD of the Cartoons Classics. Here's a Mayfly cover for the two shorts, which are in English, The Pawn Shop and The Vagabond. Shanghai. Dow and Dynamite. The Adventurer and Triple Trouble. Shoulder Arms and The Bond. And Burlesque on Carmen. As you can see, there are a lot of these, so let's count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 different, like releases of the short films. So that's why I moved all of these here to save space on the shelf. So now let's grab them together. Let's put them in the chronological order, more or less, because I'm not quite sure about this order, but so yeah, that's my entire Charles Chaplin collection, and thank you very much for watching.